On the line with us this morning, Lisa Spencer from the Indiana County Department of Human Services. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Lisa, good morning.
Good morning. I feel like I haven't spoken to you in so long since we haven't done our Friday sessions.
Yeah, well, we at least get you now, and so we have got a number of different things to talk about. Those Friday sessions you mentioned, those had to do with ERAP, the rental assistance program for people who are renting and need help with their bills for their utilities or their rent. And just really quickly, how's that going?
I think actually it's going pretty well. They have over 474 total applications so far. They have 98 approved. 236 of those are still pending, meaning that we're still waiting for people to get their documents back in. And we haven't heard yet from the state or the federal government if the 65% threshold at the end of July, which is approaching quickly, whether or not we'll have to meet that for spending our allotment or give the money back. So while they've extended the use of the money, we haven't heard anything about the extension on the 65%, and Indiana County is nowhere near hitting that goal. So I'm not really sure what's going to be happening. We need some more communication from the state and the federal government on that.
All right, so we'll continue to monitor that, and if folks want to get involved with it, if they are behind in their rent or in their utilities, then they can just call ICAP, right?
Absolutely. You can still call ICAP at 724-465-2657, but I would caution people that they need to get their documents in right away. So ICAP is processing assistance as soon as people have all their documentation in, and right now they've had over $225,000 in assistance that they've helped with the last bit that I had seen. So it might even be higher than that now. I was off last week for a couple of days, so I missed the last invoice that had come in.
All right, so they can do that. Just call ICAP, and they can help you set up. Meanwhile, Lisa, your Department of Human Services does other things, and we've talked with you down through the last few months about ERAP specifically, but there have been other things like the Family Nature Palooza was one thing that we highlighted this year. What are some of the other things that are on your schedule coming up?
Well, the first thing I'd like to talk about is, our own person over here, Diane Overman. She is one of us over here with the Veteran Outreach Program, and she is actually going to be at the air show this weekend with Al Lockard from the Veterans Affairs Office at the county, and they're going to award two veterans from the past, just as a nice recognition, and so she's been heavily involved in that. So that's one thing that our office has been involved in. Mm-hmm. But the next really kind of on a large scale event that we're going to be doing is with the Suicide Task Force of Indiana County, and that will be our 9th annual Walk for a Wonderful Life. I can't believe it's already been 9 years, so it goes quickly, but that's scheduled to go on Sunday, September 19th, 2021 this year from 1 to 3:30 at the Mack Park Fairgrounds and over by the track, inside the track. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So, and folks can get involved. There's a very nice website for the Suicide Task Force of Indiana County, and all of that information is there, isn't it?
Yes. You should be seeing more information coming out soon. The STF32.com is the website, and Brandy King is the consultant through my office here, and she does a great job. She keeps us all on track and all organized because it's a lot of work to pull these big events together. But this one in particular, I really believe holds a lot of significance for people in Indiana County. We cannot afford to lose people to suicides. It's just something that we think that we should be able to help and prevent. And you cannot guess everybody's intention. You cannot do that. Sometimes there are no signs, but we want to do as much as we can to get the awareness out there that there is help available for people dealing with mental health issues.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and I know that's been a big concern of yours for quite some time. And this particular event is it's a unique event in that it's set up, it's structured differently than most others. You hear "Walk for a Wonderful Life" or "Walk for" or "Run for" or all of these different titles that go with events. This one is done differently than most others.
It is, and I think this is probably what I like best about this, is that when the families who have been affected with some form of suicide completion in their family, they can come and they can really find the support from everybody else who is there. So not everybody who shows up has been affected by someone who's completed suicide, but at least everybody is there to support the families. And you know, for such an emotional period for these families, it could be rather uplifting too to know that there are so many different agencies and people who genuinely care about the residents of Indiana County and want them to do well in their life and have good lives, and not go down that track to where things get so depressing and so defeatist that they are not sure what else to do except to take their own lives. So we just want to get the word out. It's like I said, it's great for families, but it's also good for people to come and support the families as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's all about awareness.
So you can learn more. Again, the website is what, stf32.com?
Yes, and so Brandy will be actually getting out more information. The STF also has a Facebook page. So that's Indiana Suicide Task Force. So if you find that on Facebook too, you can look that up. If you have any questions about the walk, I would say, get in touch with our coordinator, Brandy King. You can email her at stf32@indianacountypa.gov. So she'll be happy to work with anybody who has questions, or even if somebody wanted to volunteer this year. If you want to volunteer, we can call Brandy and see if we can figure out what we can have people do. We normally get good participation from IUP, so with some of their different organizations over there. So that's always been a good connection for us.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. We're talking with Lisa Spencer, Indiana County Department of Human Services, about a variety of topics here, events that are coming up, and reminders of things that are out there. I know that we were talking with the DA, Bob Manzi, about people who leave their pets or their children in cars in the summertime heat, and how bad that is and how seriously we need to take it. I know that you're quite concerned about issues such as that as well.
Yes, and I just wanted to go over a little bit just about the heat advisories. I know so many people just can't wait for the summer, and Todd being one of them. I'm more of a snow baby. I like the colder weather myself. But people who love being outside, in these kind of extreme heats that we had just a week ago where they were up, in the high 90s and it was so hot, people get dehydrated very quickly, but you may not realize that as your body is, just kind of having fun in the sun. So that can be very dangerous. I mean, as much as in the colder weather we worry about hypothermia, I mean, in the summertime months we have to worry about heat strokes and people overheating. So it really is it is a big deal that I think sometimes people overlook it just because they think, oh, it's great to be out in the sunshine. So.
Yeah, you're right about that, and it's really, really easy to get yourself in a very dangerous situation. So we need to be aware of that.
Yes, and then the final thing I'd like to go over, if we have a couple minutes here. So the Indiana County different agencies have a block grant. So that's my office, the Indiana County Department of Human Services. We also have the Armstrong Indiana Clarion Drug and Alcohol Commission and the Armstrong Indiana County Behavioral Health and Developmental Programs. So between all of those three, we are going to have public meetings here in Indiana on July 19th. They're going to be by Zoom again this year. last year we actually had pretty good participation from Zoom than in person. But that's going to go over all the plans for this next fiscal year that actually began July 1st and just last week, and then it goes through June 30th of next year. And these are the plans that we have to submit to the state, and we go over where the money's going. So if people are interested and wanting to know how the funding is coming down and how the funding is planning to be used, and if they have any input into that or questions, they could join one of these meetings. It's July 19th at 10 o'clock in the morning and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll have two on the same day. So two different Zoom accounts with two completely different Zoom information. So you have to be careful which one you choose. And those will be going into the Indiana Gazette on July 14th, 15th, and 17th for the notifications of those meetings. But just so people know, we're going to send them to the behavioral health and developmental programs to their website, because that's where everything is going to be posted for the meetings. Mm-hmm. Okay?
All righty. Very good. Lisa Spencer, Indiana County's Department of Human Services. Thanks for the visit.
Okay. It's good to talk to you again. All right. Have a great rest of the week.
You too. We're still here in person if you ever want to stop by, you know.
Oh, yeah. You know what? It is so hard because everything got so easy when you got to, like, go over the phone or go on Zoom. So, hopefully we'll get back into that, too.